We've been given a system of equations. It has 3 different variables, x, y, z, and 3 equations. And we want to list the augmented matrix. Okay, so the notation for the matrix is we have these big brackets. We have 1 row in our matrix for every equation. The equal sign is represented generally with a dividing bar here on our matrix over to the right. Now, if I go across with this first equation, the coefficients of my variables, and it is important that the variables be in order here, all x's, all y's, all z's, I'm going to list just the coefficient. So first I have a 2 for the x, then I have a positive 1y, and since it's subtraction of 3, I need a negative 3. And on the other side of the equal, 0. For the next equation, that's the next row in my matrix, negative 2 in front of the x, 2 for the y, 1 for the z, and a negative 7 on the other side. And the last equation gives us the last row with entries 3, negative 4, negative 3, and 7. Only numbers in the matrix, no variables. Okay, now I want to use the calculator to give me the RREF, reduced row echelon form. Alright, now what does that look like? The key button on the left hand side, your x to the negative 1, it says matrix. Second matrix. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is put this information in. So I'm going to go over to edit. Now mine happens to already have some things in these, but that's okay, I'll just write over it. You can choose any matrix you want. I'm just going to go with matrix A. Now I have to tell it the size. So this matrix is a 3 by 4. So the number down and the number across. So I already have 3 by 4, but I'll go ahead and overwrite that. So 3, and then just page over 4. Now if I page down, automatically puts me into the matrix, and I can start putting in my entries. I need a 2, hit enter, and it takes me over to the next one. 1, negative 3. Now your calculator won't show the dividing bar there, you just have to know that that's how we would write it. 0. And then it takes me down to the next row. Negative 2, 2, 1, and negative 7. And the final one is 3, negative 4, negative 3, 7. Okay, doesn't hurt to double check and make sure you don't have any typos here. 1, 2, negative 4. Okay, I'm not seeing any, so I'm going to quit out of this. And I'm going to go back into my matrix menu, and I want to do some math. Page over to math. I have to go down quite a ways, but I'm looking for the one that says RREF. Don't stop at REF, that's different. We want RREF. Select that by hitting enter. Now I have to tell it which matrix. So again, I go back to the matrix menu. Here's where I use the names, and I tell it I was in option 1, so I'm going to hit enter, A. Okay, now what that does is it changes my matrix by doing algebra to get it into a form where I've got 1s down the diagonal and 0s everywhere else on this left-hand side of the dividing bar. Now, you see that I have that there, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. I've got decimals for what's showing up over on this side. Now, but the calculator has a feature. If you go to math, option number 1 is fraction, and just hit enter, it will convert those values to be the fractions. So I have 56 thirteenths, negative 7 thirteenths, and 35 thirteenths. Now what's the point of that? Look at this last part. Solve the system of equations that were given here in part A. If you put it into its augmented matrix, have the calculator give you the row reduced echelon form, now read off the equations that are left. I'll put at least the first one here fully. This is 1x plus 0y plus 0z, the same order that they were originally, equals 56/13. Same thing with the next one. 0x plus 1y plus 0z equal negative 7/13. And finally 0x plus 0y plus 1z equals 35/13. Simplify this down. What do you get? It's just x equal 56/13, y equal negative 7/13, and z equals 35/13. And there is our solution to the equation, or system of equations.